Finally, Russia has slammed Japan's decision to deploy a U.S. missile system in the East Asian country. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Vania Zakharova said the move will hurt Moscow's relations with Tokyo. She added that the decision is also in breach of a landmark arms control treaty with Washington. Earlier this month, Japan formally decided to expand its ballistic missile system with U.S.-made ground-based Aegis radar stations and interceptors. It said the measure is in response to a growing threat from North Korean missiles. Joining us live now from the Russian capital is Fred Weir, who is a journalist and political commentator. Fred, thanks for joining us. What do you make of Russia's nervousness vis-a-vis the placing of this ballistic missile system in Japan?
Well, viewed from Moscow, this is a ringing of the entire globe with U.S. anti-ballistic missile systems. I mean, it does have, there are regional versions of it. There's one in Europe, sponsored by NATO, but this is an East Asian version, and the excuse for it is, or the given reason, let's say, is the growing threat from North Korea. But the one that's being built quite actively in Europe is on the pretext of an Iranian missile threat. But what the Russians see is an attempt to surround Russia with these kind of systems, which would undermine its own nuclear deterrent, which is still the fundamental basis of its own national security doctrine. Russia's nuclear deterrent, dating from the Soviet era, is what it bases its survival upon, deterring attacks from any other quarter. And if that is undermined, then Russia feels deeply threatened.
And is Russia correct to point out then, as Maria Zakharova did, that this is in violation of that arms control treaty with Washington?
I'm not quite sure what they're referring to there. There is an intermediate missile treaty which is under threat right now, but that doesn't refer to anti-ballistic missile systems. There was such a treaty, the 1972 ABM treaty, but the United States withdrew unilaterally from that 15 years ago. So I'm not clear what she's referring to, but it certainly spells deterioration of the global security system.
Very well, Fred. We'll leave there at that. But of course, as always, we appreciate you sharing your insight with us.